My name is Timme, and I am back with another episode of Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc. And the doors open once again. Oh, Egyptian themed, I like it. Just the 6 of you? Huh? Really? That's so few! You must be so lonely. You say it like it's not your fault that we're all that's left. I wonder, will the class trial end with one less classmate again? Or your school life coming to an end completely?
Now then.
Are you ready to begin? You know the drill. Find your assigned seats. And so the curtain opened for the first time. Deadly judgment, deadly betrayal, deadly deception. A deadly riddle, a deadly defense, and a deadly fate. A deadly class trial. It's like, hey, do you want to save for this one? I think you're gonna fuck up a bunch. Alright, I'm gonna set my skills. Okay, did I get any other skills, or was that... No, that was it. Yep. Finish the prep. Trial! All rise!
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. So, your votes will determine the results.
Nothing's
You can
changed.
figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one,
Nothing has changed.
punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate. Now then, where to begin?
Hina, do not shout.
I already know who did it.
What did I just say?
Deja vu.
Who killed Sakura is one of the people that hated her. Byakuya, Toko, or Hiro.
Byakuya.
It was one of you.
I did not understand that name, though. Idiot.
I had nothing to do with it.
Yeah! I'd never kill someone, no way!
I don't want to hear your stupid excuses.
Hina really seems like one of those three is the killer. But she must have some reason for believing that. And round we go. Where it stops, nobody knows.
It was one of you. One of you killed Sakura.
And what reason do you have for saying so?
Because you all had a motive.
We all had a motive.
hated her.
didn't we?
Is that it? That doesn't make any sense. That's the only reason you have her accusing us?
That's low. That's about as low as you can get.
Oh, okay. Alright, so I think I have...
One of you killed.
And what reason do you...
Okay.
You hated her.
Alright, it's not that one.
That doesn't make any sense. That's the only reason you have her accusing us?
That's low. That's about as low as you can get.
Okay, I missed. I missed my shot.
It was one of you killed.
And what reason do you...
Because you hated her.
Is that it?
That doesn't make any sense.
That's the only reason you have her accusing us?
I did it again. The exact same thing. Nothing changes. War never changes. Nothing's new. God damn it.
You hated her.
Is that it? That doesn't make any sense.
That's the only reason you have her accusing us?
That's low.
It's the same fucking shot. Ah!
You killed.
And what reason do you...
Because you hated her.
How do I put my sign into?
Is that it?
That doesn't make any sense.
That's the only reason you have her accusing us?
That's low. That's about as low as you can.
I missed it.
It was one of you hated her.
Is that it?
That's the only reason you have her accusing us?
That's low. That's about as low as you.
Okay, it doesn't go that low.
It was one of you killed.
And what reason do you...
Because you hated her.
That's the only reason you have her accusing us?
Nope.
No, that's wrong.
She has an account. The entire story.
Another reason you
Unreal.
suspect them is because Sakura wanted to meet with them, right?
Yeah, and that was right before she died. So there's no doubt about it. One of those three killed her.
Still not sure about that. I can't disagree with Hina. Hana, who the fuck's Hana? There is a good reason to suspect all three of them, but does that mean one of them did it? I mean, I'm pretty sure that fucking Hiro did it.
That Sakura wanted to meet with
Yasa
all three
Hiro.
of them. There's no way that's not suspicious.
That's fair.
One of you is absolutely guilty.
Also fair.
I don't deny that she wanted to meet with us, but I never went to see her.
I didn't either.
Yeah, same here. I never saw her.
No, that's wrong.
Alright, here's the thing. Byakuya could make this much easier if he wasn't trying to be a
When we were
dick all the
talking
time.
before, you dropped a small piece of paper, remember? It was white with red polka dots.
What's that got to do with anything?
Red polka dots? That's gotta be the wrapper from the candy I gave Sakura.
Yep.
No, it's,
Ever since we got into the warehouse, I totally monopolized that entire box of candy. So there's no way a single one of them was left in
I
the warehouse.
totally monopolized it. Alright.
In that case, Hiro,
Good candy Nazi.
get that
Shit.
candy.
From Sakura! It's the only explanation.
Stop jumping in.
well, I mean, yeah, sure I got it from her, but she gave it to me forever ago. It doesn't have anything to do with what happened to her.
When? When did she give it to you?
Fair.
The last time you saw Sakura was when Hina had to go to the nurse's office, right?
That's what you said.
So I must have got it sometime before then.
But what Hiro said can't be right, because Sakura could have only gotten the candy after the incident in the nurse's office. And the only reason why I know that is that Hiro got the... No. Sakura loved the candy too much to share. No way she'd give a piece to Hiro, so Hiro must have stolen it off of a corpse after she was dead, in other words, after the incident at the nurse's office. Sakura never told me she liked candy that much. Yeah, actually, she never told me that either. What?
I got it!
I thought we were good though,
Hina
fuck.
didn't actually give Sakura the candy till after she left the nurse's office. So if that was the last time you saw her, there's no reason you should have had that candy.
Yep.
I mean, what I meant was... Oh, that's right! I did meet up with her in the rec room. Got a problem with that?
Why the sudden hostility?
But we just talked, that's all. I didn't do anything, you gotta believe me.
You're acting incredibly suspicious.
You're acting incredibly suspicious.
Hey, Yasuhiro's all over the fucking place, dude.
It's not just normal hostility. You're the real culprit. I even have proof.
Proof? What are you talking about?
I'm talking about her shining message.
What would a shining
Scene
message
of
be?
the crime, she had written out Toko in her own blood, right? It was her dying message. Just like what you guys were talking about with Sayaka.
That's true. I saw it for myself.
See? See? Toko did it.
What are you saying? No way! I didn't do.
Toko's not a murderer, and Genocide Jill only uses
You know
knives.
when you're beat, do ya?
Hiro, hold on. When did you see that dying message of hers?
Huh? Well, when we found Ogre's body. Duh.
But if you recall, Hina was very adamant about keeping
Yep.
you away from the scene of the crime.
Very adamant.
So it's hard to believe that's when you actually saw the message for yourself.
Huh, hold on. When Kiriko found the message with the dying body, it was on the magazine shelf.
Kyoko, you found the magazine on the magazine shelf, right?
That's right. Looking through the shelf, I found the magazine with the dying message on it.
Yep.
I found it right there at the scene of the crime, after we'd started the investigation.
If that's true, then what Hiro just said doesn't really make sense, does it?
Dude, Hero's the dude, man.
Makes sense? What doesn't make sense? Everything I said makes perfect sense.
For an idiot. There's something definitely strange about it. Kiriko found the dying message during the investigation, in which case, that clearly contradicts what Hiro just told us. Because of when we found it, the time.
I can tell you exactly when I found the dying message. when Ogre's body was discovered.
No.
And I can tell you when I found the dying message. It was only after the investigation had begun. I found the magazine tucked away on the magazine shelf. When I pulled it out, I saw her final words.
What's your
It wasn't
problem?
hers. It was his.
What I said makes total sense.
Okay.
I can tell you exactly when Ogre's body was discovered.
And I can tell you when I found it. It was only after the investigation had begun.
Nope.
I found the magazine tucked away on the magazine. When I pulled it out,
Oh, that's not. Okay.
What I said makes
I pushed the wrong
total
thing.
sense.
If it does, then quick question.
and I can tell you when I found the dying message.
Why
It was
didn't you
only
say-
after the investigation had begun? I found the magazine tucked away. When I pulled it out,
What's your problem? What I said makes total sense.
No, it doesn't.
I can tell you exactly when Ogre's body was discovered.
and I can tell you when I found the dying. It was only after the I found the magazine tucked away on the magazine. When I pulled it out,
What's your problem? What I said makes total sense. I can tell you exactly when Ogre's body was.
And I can tell you it was only
I found the magazine tucked away on the magazine shelf. When I pulled it out, I saw.
What's your problem? What I said makes total sense.
Except it doesn't.
I can tell you exactly when I found the dying message. When Ogre's body was discovered.
And I can tell you when I found the dying message. It was only after the investigation had begun. I found the magazine tucked away on the When I pulled it out,
What's your problem? What I said makes total sense. I can tell you exactly when Ogre's body was discovered.
And I can tell you when it was only I found the magazine tucked away on. When I pulled it out,
What's your problem? What I said makes total sense.
Okay.
I can tell you exactly when Ogre's body was discovered. Shoot!
Okay.
I can tell you exactly when Ogre's body was discovered.
and I can tell you when it was only after the investigation had begun. I found the magazine tucked away on the magazine shelf. When I pulled it out,
What's your problem? What I said makes total sense.
No, it doesn't.
I can tell you exactly when Ogre's body was discovered.
and I can tell you when it was only
Ah.
after the I found the magazine tucked away on the magazine shelf. When I pulled it out,
What's your problem? What I said makes total sense. I can tell you exactly when Ogre's body was discovered.
No, that's wrong.
Gotcha, bitch.
When Sakura's body was found, that magazine was sitting on the shelf nearby. That's where Kyoko found it, after we'd begun the investigation. And you weren't at the murder scene, so there's no way you could have seen it then. Tell us the truth, Hiro. When did you see the message?
Hold on. You're focusing on the wrong part. Why does it matter when I saw it? All you gotta do is read the Vienna sausage Ogre left us, and we know who the killer is. Toko!
I don't even know where to begin with that one.
Yes. Thank you.
Trying to confuse us.
How am I on the side of Toko right now?
can we even be sure Sakura wrote that message in the first place?
Yep.
Yeah? I think we can all agree Ogre wrote that message.
No, we guess.
Without a doubt, she wrote it. And this is me talking, so you know it's true.
Without a doubt? No, I actually do doubt it. There's no way Sakura wrote that message. Moment of truth.
Show me the proof. I'm at least 30% right. The occult is bullcrap. Give it a rest. I'm at least 30% right. The occult is bullcrap. The end is nigh. Show me the proof. I'm at least 30% right. The occult is bullcrap. Give it a rest. I'm at least 30% right. The occult is bullcrap. The end is nigh! I'm at least 30% right. The occultist bullcrap. Give it a rest.
Can't see shit.
The end is nigh! Can't hear you, can't hear you! Show me the proof. I'm at least 30% right.
Ah! Couldn't see shit. No. Couldn't see shit.
I refuse to give up yet.
Couldn't see shit. I hate it when, like, I need to see it. That's the issue.
Show me the proof. I'm at least 30% right. The occult is bullcrap. Give it a rest. I'm at least 30% right. The occult is bullcrap. The end is nigh. Show me the proof. I'm at least 30% right. The occult is bullcrap. Give it a rest. I'm at least 30% right. The occult is bullcrap. The end is nigh. I'm at least 30% right. The occult is bullcrap. Give it a rest. The end is nigh. Can't hear you, can't hear you. Show me the proof.
This should prove it.
Boom. I mean, that only took me twice instead of like 3 times when it did with Celeste.
I'm completely unconvinced
Celeste, yeah.
that Sakura wrote
Yes,
that
right here.
dying message. Because if you look at it, the message was almost certainly written using a finger. But both of her hands were completely free of blood.
Say what?
Then, who did write it?
Hiro could very well have written it himself.
100%.
Explain how he knew about the message in the first place.
Yep.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
He admits it.
He missed writing a message, not killing a
I
bitch.
figured as much.
But why would you write something like that?
Because I killed her!
You're admitting to killing her?
Just let me explain what happened. I got Ogre's note, and so I headed to the rec room right before noon, just like it said.
You just did exactly as the note asked? What a fool.
He's an idiot, remember.
And when I got there,
Sorry. Sorry, do you mind waiting? I asked a couple of other people to meet as well. Alright. Would you like a piece of candy? I might give you some energy. Oh, sure. Thanks.
that's all she said. After that, we just stood around in awkward silence. Suddenly, I heard her mutter something.
This is it. I'm going to end it today. I'm going to end
As soon as I
everything.
heard that, I just knew. I knew she was gonna try and kill me. She was gonna kill me and make her escape. So of course I freaked out, and then I saw my only chance. I grabbed the Monokuma bottle from the shelf and smashed it across her head. I hit her from behind before she had any idea what was happening.
She was committing suicide.
Then she just went limp. I didn't see her move again after that. Once it was over, I pulled myself together. I realized if I didn't do something, I'd be caught and executed. So I wrote Toko's name in blood across a magazine on the table and I ran away.
I can't believe you! You're the worst! I hope you die!
Well,
With suicide.
that's what happened. Go ahead. Roast me, boil me, do whatever you want.
You're not gonna get off that easy. It's death. Death for the one that killed Sakura.
It was Sakura that killed Sakura.
Right? We know who did it.
No, I think there's more to Hiro's story.
You're missing a huge
What are you
part.
talking about? What else could there be?
There's one
The
thing
poison.
that Hiro's story just now doesn't explain. And until we figure that part out, We can't consider the case closed.
She's right. So what is it about Hiro that didn't make sense? Why didn't he use Sakura's finger? Why was the magazine hidden?
That's true. Everything you just said. It doesn't explain why the magazine was hidden, does it?
Nope.
By the time the body was discovered, the magazine had been picked up and put on the shelf.
And it was a locked
Why would you
room.
take the time to write that message, then stick it somewhere we might not find it?
Oh. Well, I didn't hide it. I'm sure I just left it sitting there on the table.
Really?
He's lying! He's gotta be lying!
I don't see any reason he would lie now, after already confessing to the crime.
Right?
He's not lying?
No.
Assuming he's telling the truth, someone else must have put the magazine back on the shelf. In other words, at least one other person was in the rec room both before and after the incident.
Yep.
I don't think there's any question about that.
But then, who was it?
If they went to the trouble of hiding the magazine, they must not have liked what was written on it.
Toko, right?
It had to be Toko, right?
I
Who
mean,
else would want to hide the magazine other than the person whose name was written on it?
right? They don't make sense.
Did you really go to the rec room?
Why would I have... Wait, but more important, that doesn't even matter. We already know who did it, right?
No. Because we're forgetting that it's a locked room case.
I killed her.
No, you didn't.
Who asked you?
I don't doubt Hiro attacked Sakura with the bottle.
But that's not what the
That's
case
not where
ends.
this case ends.
If anything, that's almost irrelevant.
What he means is that Hiro isn't the killer.
You can't be serious. That's just... I don't believe it.
It makes
Hiro,
sense.
tell us what happened one more time. If we go through it once more, it should become clear he's not Sakura's killer.
He was my prime suspect.
So, what do you want me to do?
Just tell us what happened one more time when you attacked Sakura.
I don't really see why, but okay.
We haven't reached the end of the case just yet. Hiro isn't the real killer, and I have to prove that. It's a locked room. Like, when did the door get locked? Sakura's body, status of Sakura's body, yellow powder, so many bullets.
I didn't want to, but I did it. I grabbed a Monokuma bottle from the shelf nearby,
How do I switch bullets?
and I hit Ogre from behind before she could do anything.
You hit her from behind. And
Oh, that's
you
one
only
hit.
hit her once. Is that right?
Yeah, just once. After the first swing, the bottle shattered, and she went limp.
See? Isn't it obvious? Hiro really is the killer.
No, he's not. Got it.
I didn't want to, but I did it. I grabbed a Monokuma bottle, and I hit Ogre from behind before she could do anything.
You hit her from behind. And you only hit her once.
Yeah, just once. After the first swing, the
Now.
bottle shattered, and she went limp.
See? Hiro really is the killer!
Nope.
I didn't want to, but I grabbed a Monokuma and
I
I
hit Ogre from behind before she could do anything.
Can I just clear this out?
Hit her from behind.
And you only hit her once.
Yeah, just once.
Because she was hit twice.
If Sakura died from Hiro's single blow, that doesn't explain why she had 2 head wounds.
2?
That's right. She had 2 separate wounds on her head.
And remember, this girl examines dead bodies as a hobby. Personally, I'm inclined to believe her.
Remember, she's a freak.
I only hit her once. How could she have 2 wounds?
2 wounds means she was struck twice. What's more, both attacks must have come from a Monokuma bottle.
Are you sure about that?
How can you know that just from some cuts on her head?
Oh, Because it's
She
heavier.
was attacked twice with 2 Monokuma bottles?
It's not just because of her head wounds. It's also
Yep.
because of the Monokuma bottles themselves. There's something very suspicious about those bottles.
There's space for 2 bottles.
Once you understand that point, you'll understand why 2 separate Monokuma bottles must have been used. Think back. After the incident, there were 4 Monokuma bottles left on the shelf, right?
Yep. But there are
We found
6 pieces.
of a bottle on the ground, along with the chess piece it had inside.
That was the bottle Hiro hit Sakura with, right?
Yes.
For now, just note that there were 4 intact bottles and 1 broken bottle. But originally, there were 6 bottles in total, meaning 1 has gone missing.
Yep.
But how can you know for sure there were 6 bottles?
That's easy.
We weighed them.
If you look at what the bottles all had in common, it should become clear.
The chess pieces. Connection must be the object, the money. Yep. Chess piece. Oh, is this the gambit? Yep. Where's the S? 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 S. Oh, there's the P. Need the C. Where's the C? Where's the C? E E E I E E E I G G G. Oh wait, I need E. I need an E.
Now I understand.
I was looking for a C when I needed an E, because I'm good at spelling.
That's it. The chess pieces.
Bingo,
Inside
kiddo.
each bottle, there was a Monokuma figure holding a different chess piece.
Yep.
King, rook, bishop, pawn. I definitely remember seeing each of those.
So where's the queen and where's the horse?
And the piece that was inside the broken bottle we found was
The horse.
if I
The
remember.
knights.
So, what's that matter?
We're missing the
I
queen.
guess you don't know too much about chess, do you? Then in chess, there are 6 different pieces. The king, the queen, the rook, knight, bishop, and pawn.
In other
What
words,
was left intact
missing
of
the queen.
crime scene were the king, rook, bishop, and pawn.
the knight was on the
On
ground.
the ground was the knight.
Oh, so the queen is missing.
So we only have evidence for 5 bottles at the scene, while 1 apparently went missing.
Yep.
Chess have to do with anything?
Yeah, shogi is way better.
Yeah.
Not fair.
No, that's not what I mean. So, let's say a bottle did go missing. There's still no evidence that has anything to do with this case. That
But it
bottle could have
does.
disappeared any time before the murder.
No. It's clear that the missing bottle is connected to this case.
Because
It's clear.
Think about what state the missing bottle must have been in. Maybe then you'll understand.
it's broken as shit.
The bottle must have been broken,
What makes you so sure?
because there was evidence at the scene that supports it.
Huh?
That's right. We found evidence that shows there was more than just 1 broken bottle at the scene.
And what
Yep.
is this evidence?
Wasn't it seen? And that's the evidence figured out before. And that was the glass shards on the floor, the broken, not the account, not the Monokuma bottle experiment.
I got it! Earlier, Kyoko and I did a little experiment.
Kyoko and I.
Compared the weight of the broken bottle pieces at the scene to one of the unbroken bottles.
We weighed it all out.
What we found was that the collection of pieces was heavier. And the reason for that is there was actually more than 1 bottle's worth of shattered glass.
That's a bit. And with that, I'm leaving it for the next episode. I will see you guys next time. Bye bye.